Revenge is best served cold. Ice. Ice cold. Kill Bill is the single best Quentin Tarantino film ever. Now, to say that means a lot. That means you're passing up Pulp Fiction. That means you're passing up Django Unchained. All great movies in their own right. But when it comes to Kill Bill, the fact that this movie was only supposed to have a single theatrical release, but the movie had a 4-hour runtime. The fact Quentin Tarantino said, no, I'm not going to cut this movie down to 2.5 hours. Fuck you. I'm going to make a 4-hour movie. Had to take years to fucking write. At least 5 to 10 years to write this son of a bitch. And you know what? It is awesome. Because Volume 1, for me, is possibly my favorite one of both volumes, or both halves of the movie. So basically, the plot is simple. Uma Thurman plays the bride, okay? And she wants revenge on Bill after he is led by an assassination squad to kill her and her unborn child, basically. So now, 4 years later, she comes back for bloody revenge. And it is awesome, okay? Ass is getting kicked every which way, left and right, okay? You got awesome cinematography. This movie has great cinematography. It is edited very well. And of course, Quentin Tarantino is known for basically shooting his movies backwards, most of them. And this movie is shot almost that way in Pulp Fiction style. It's actually shot mix-match to reversed. I'm not really sure which order it's in. I think it's mismatched by what I could tell. Because, yeah, I can't explain why. You have to really see the movie to know what I'm talking about. But I believe it is mixed match, more or less reverse. Pulp Fiction was reversed, but I think this one's a little bit mismatched. Just by the way it looks. You know what I mean? And the acting in the movie is great. I mean, you got an all-star cast here. You got the late David Carradine here, who unfortunately had to commit suicide a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago now, or probably even more than that. I think it was 6 years ago. Time flies, man. Time flies. And Uma Thurman, of course. Vivica A. Fox, where the hell she's been. Lucy Liu. This is the best I've ever seen Lucy Liu. I want to see more shit like this from Lucy Liu all the fucking time. She fucking rocked in this movie, man. It is amazing how much badass Lucy Liu is in this movie, okay? And you got Michael Madsen, Daryl Hannah. I ain't seen that chick since Splash. Where the fuck she's been? She hasn't been making a splash on us because I ain't seen her since that movie, which was like a few years before I watched this movie for the first time because, you know, I've been watching Splash for years, but yeah. Man, great casting by Quentin Tarantino. And the music. Every time Quentin Tarantino has a movie, not only is the acting great, not only is the story awesome, the next best thing that will make a Quentin Tarantino movie is his music. And the music is done by, of course, RZA, who is now a actor, if you will, even though his acting is not that great. But his music is awesome, and I love his music in this movie. It fits the tone of the movie perfectly, okay? I love the fact that usually a Quentin Tarantino movie has this Mexican-like style music in there. You have to, if you've seen Quentin Tarantino's work, you know what I'm talking about. It's like this weird Mexican type music, but it goes from that and it turns into another part of a song. It's awesome. It's very, very awesome. Okay? And the action is just bad fucking ass. ass in this movie. I love the action in Volume 1 more than I do Volume 2. Volume 2 is more of a story-driven volume. This one gets the action out the way, basically. It is a storytelling-driven movie, too, but it's more of along the lines of the action part of the story. And what I appreciate about Quentin Tarantino's work is not only does he have a good character backstory on the bride, he actually makes the bad guys in his movies, in all of his movies, awesome. Okay, because he gives ample time to each of his characters in this movie, and that's what I appreciate about Quentin Tarantino's work. Everybody has a chance to shine in this movie. If you're a big name star and you're getting cast in the Quentin Tarantino movie, odds are you're going to have a good portion of your character's either story, backstory, or just have more time to develop yourself more often. I would love to star in a Quentin Tarantino movie, or even be a co-star in that movie, because it's a guarantee I'm going to have a lot of screen time. Quentin Tarantino doesn't hog the camera. I love that. That is awesome. Okay? But, yes, my favorite scene, of course, is that crazy 88 scene. How do you not love that fucking scene? That is the best shot scene ever. Because not only is it sky view, if you will, it's also shot very cool when a certain scene happens and the camera goes into a different direction or an awkward point, or case in point when the lights go out, okay, and there's a blue background. It's shot from the point of the blue background. You're never missing anything. It's awesome. I love that. Okay, I just love it. Volume 1 is awesome. For fuck's sake, Volume 1 will get my badass seal of approval. Kill Bill Volume 1 was great times, okay? 11 years to the... Well, now it's going on 12 years now, I believe. Yeah, it's going on 12 years. 2015, Jay. Snap out of it. But, yeah, so 12 years to the punch. Wow. Kill Bill Volume 1 is still awesome. Let me know what you guys think about Volume 1 down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I will see you guys, of course, in Volume 2. So, Volume 2. Well, Volume 2 is a continuation, of course, of Volume 1, and sees, of course, the bride, who has been identified in this movie, but if you haven't seen it yet, I will not discuss what her name is. But if you've seen the movie Men in Black, and remember that guy from Law and Order at the beginning of the movie, he and his wife has that exact same name. Use that to your advantage, and you'll figure it out. But anyways, so the bride is, of course, continuing her revenge on her ex-colleagues for, of course, the massacre at her wedding day rehearsal, basically. And we get a lot more stuff revealed about that day, what went on before that day, and the reason why Bill masterminded that whole assassination plot, basically. This one's good. I like this one. I love it, but not as much as I love the first half, if you will. I would say first part, but it's one whole movie. So I say the first half. The very first half of the movie was awesome. This is awesome too. It's just not as on the level of that, but it's still a great half of the movie. And of course, the acting in the movie is great. Still got all the same cast so far. Some of the cast members do kind of come back for this one, even though certain amount of them died in the first half. In this half, we see her go after the final two people on her list. Even though there's a third person on that list, I'm not going to really go into a continuation of why she only went after two of them instead of all three. You have to see the movie to find that out for yourself. But, yeah. And of course, Daryl gets her turn this time, and it's awesome. I love that scene. I love the fact that Quentin Tarantino takes his women and makes them more badass than what they should be. You know what I mean? the women are like the standouts of the whole Kill Bill series. Actually, the guys just stand around and talk a lot, but they do get their fair share of action, but not as much as in detail and choreography as the women do. So I kind of like that little bit of a difference between Tarantino's work and yeah. And Tarantino is much more respectful of the arts and crafts of cultures, especially how he would pronounce a samurai sword in this movie. So that was pretty good. And we do get some more training sequences in this movie of how the bride, I was getting ready to call her real name, learns other arts or techniques of Japanese style cultures and stuff like that. So that was pretty good. That makes up for the most half of the movie. Because you probably wonder, well, if it's only 2 more people she has to go after, why is the movie still an hour and 50 something minutes? Because there's more stuff going on than what it looks like. Okay? So, yeah. I do appreciate Volume 2 for its story-driven aspect. It's more story-driven than Volume 1. Volume 1 gets the story across. Volume 2 kind of explains everything that Volume 1 kind of didn't leave off, kind of didn't explain very well. Volume 1 is just the setup, and Volume 2 is like the overlapping backstory / continuation. It's in the middle of both of those lines, but it's still a good entry. And for that reason alone, I want to give Volume 2 an A+. I just love the Kill Bill movie. Not movies, but movie. Even though I'm giving them 2 different grades because they're 2 different volumes. In all honesty, if it's one movie, if it was just one continuation 4-hour movie like it was supposed to be, it would have been a badass seal of approval all the way through. But since they went and had to do it in 2 different volumes, I'm going to grade them as 2 different volumes. Even though I'm doing the thing that they never did, and combine both reviews into one. So, yeah. Well, anyways, let me know what you guys think about Volume 2 down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Which half do you like the most? Volume 1 or Volume 2? And if you like both, why do you like both? Or just one whole cohesive thing? Let me know down below. Catch you guys later.